Welcome back to the second video in my adventures at the estate of Unrest on the time lock progression server Mangler. From the last episode, we moved to the upstairs fireplace area. The experience was just rolling in. There's so many more monsters to pull from with the different rooms that are up here. I mean, there's 4 monsters in the first door there, one in the closet that's over there, another stairwell that has a few more and a rare spawn up there, and then further up in the lookout of the estate of Unrest is another name that has a few more monsters. So this room's actually like one of the best to get if you're that level that you can go and survive at the fireplace. Another good spot is in the basement. And there's quite a few monsters down there as well, but that's a little bit higher end. And right now, I don't think our group would be good enough to really survive. Not that they're not good enough, but just not strong enough to survive down in the basement at this moment. And I'm still learning my role as the puller, so you'll see that I'll pull a single monster to the group, and looks like our configuration at the moment, we were missing the Holy Trinity at this point. It didn't look like we had a tank that was suitable to hold aggro or anything. So I was doing both the pulling and tanking, so it was kind of wise for me to only pull the one monster at a time. And here I was trying to be a little bit more adventurous and check out where some of the named might be. I'm checking the other rooms just to make sure, like I stated in the earlier video, that you just want to make sure that the experience is rolling in. That way, you're not wasting anybody else's time, and that should be the forefront idea that is on the mind of a puller. And even now, I look back on these videos, and I think I was doing a fair job. I don't want to say a great job, but I was doing well enough that nobody was really complaining, at least in the chat. I felt like it was a successful group, as we didn't have any major wipes or anything like that. Nobody really got killed. People were able to origin out and come back, and pick up their spells, and just be that more powerful when they got back to the group. And I remember this group being a lot of fun, and it was really exciting to be, monking in an actual group for the first time, and I had a really enjoyable experience. Around this time, too, the party leader was working on refilling the missing spot in our group, and that's one of the things that you'll want to do as a party leader. Is if you're ever missing anything, you want to make sure that you get somebody on the way to replace or fill in where you may be lacking. It's usually common courtesy when you're in a group that you yourself, if like you have to go after a certain amount of time, that you put in a little effort to try and find somebody that may be looking for a group to come and replace you. At least that seems to be the common occurrence now in Everquest. At this time, I'd gotten a bit better at pulling and splitting a room, so I was taking this opportunity to really practice, the whole monk feign death thing. And for me, this was this was quite the accomplishment, as it was starting to build the foundation of, what it is to actually be a good monk for the group. Now, this is a little unorthodox, and You know, usually you'll wait for all the monsters to head back, and it's kind of a failed attempt, a little too early. Now with the second attempt, you'll be able to see how an actual splitting of a room will work. Using the person camera angle, and then use the ranged attack to pull them down, and that's how you start the split of a room. Which is great because once you kill the one monster, it puts the pops or the respawn on a different timeline. So like you'll have a bit more to single pull like creatures from like harder to pull rooms. And you know, this was my first time doing it, and it was a good great foundation. You know, success builds confidence, and with more experience builds more success, or something like that. And this next pull didn't go as planned. I ended up failing and pulling both the skeletons down. But you know, our group was trained enough that we could handle it without too much of an issue. If you've been observing, there's been a circle with some lines coming out of it, and it's pretty animated. It's a red circle on the ground. And what it is it's the target that the main assist has been targeting, and I've been ignoring like this whole time. Now, I wasn't sure what the main assist was doing targeting the enchanter's charm target, but he eventually gets it in line and starts attacking the same creature that I was attacking, which is pretty much what you want to do in this game is focus targets down one by one. More damage on it, the less damage that it's going to do back to you. So it's always a good idea, especially with having an enchanter, because any hits to any of the creatures that they have mesmerized will knock them out of it, which will irritate the enchanter quite a bit because they'll have to keep mesmerizing. Then they won't be able to do what they can do for the rest of the fight. And while still pulling, I'm still practicing, you know, the art of the whole splitting a room. Because that time I had pulled 3 creatures, and I wanted to just get the one. And worked out pretty well there. Especially around doorways where you can kind of use that line of sight to your advantage. That's something you want to, you know, definitely be on the lookout. Like, what could you use in the environment that would help you? So, like, any right angles, anything like that will work great. But keep in mind that if anything ever casts a spell on you, and you feign death while the spell is being cast, the target or the creature will still target you, and it will knock you out of your feigned death. There's been numerous times where other monks have been pulling and have had a situation where a wizard mob was casting a spell on them, and it just happened to knock them right out of their feigned death and pull a whole group of targets back to annihilate the party. Now, when an enchanter leaves the group, you'll notice that the party will usually turn and kill the creature that they have charmed. That way, they don't just, you know, blitz out on you, and then all of a sudden you got this creature attacking you, and then either one they'll miss out on the experience as well. But typically, in these events, it's kind of hard to get aggro on the creature because the enchanter has cast spells on it repeatedly and built up more and more aggro with it. So it's just one of those scenarios where you just got to be on the lookout when the enchanter's on their way out the door. That's going to be it for this adventure. definitely having a lot of fun putting these videos together, and I hope you guys are enjoying them just as much as I enjoy making them. Thanks for tuning in, and I hope to see you again. Until then, take care.